Hi, it's James here from Pro Tools Expert. I am still with Tom on the Audient stand, but we're actually not going to talk about Audient just for a moment. Down here in this rack of beauty it's a radar. It's a radar studio, and it's being used to demo along with the console. Is that right?
Absolutely right. Yeah.
So how have you found you're using it in Pro Tools mode?
We're using it in workstation mode. Absolutely. Right. Yeah. I think radar is a phenomenal package. Some of my first recording, apart from tape, was done on radar a very long time ago when I was in a band. So I've always known of radar, and with the desk being 24 multi-track buses, having a 24-track format like you would a 2-inch machine or radar, it's like a no-brainer. The two things, the desk was made in that era. It's made to, configure and work with something like the radar. I'd like to say thanks to Barry and the ISCorp guys for lending us the unit. It's phenomenal sounding, and it's a really interesting platform, especially now with the new radar studio mode instead of it being just the old radar standalone recorder.
I love the idea, because for me, recording to radar is about as close these days as we get to recording to tape.
Yeah.
And then to be able to go, right, so I've tracked in radar and then go, and now I'm going to edit and do all my my mix, not only in the box, but also across the console. It's a no-brainer.
They are a match made in heaven. I mean, for people who don't know or haven't used radar, it's not a mixer. It has no mixing, has no DSP in that sense.
It's a tape machine.
It's a tape machine. It's in and out. What it does have, and what I find really ingenious with the studio, is that it's effectively a really high-quality rack-mount PC. So you can buy it as a rack-mount PC, and that's its base form, and it's affordable at that point with a quad-core i7 and PCIe slots. It replaces all the need for Thunderbolt Hangout accessories and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But then when you add the radar core kit with the Adrenaline and the Trinity chip, which does all of their real-time fading, you get real-time punch in, punch out. The latency is second to none. It's like below, I think, 1.5 milliseconds if I remember rightly.
It's a very cool piece of kit, and I can reveal here live at Messe 2016.
Drum roll.
Go on. I've got one. I've got it. It's at the studio, and currently it is in full radar configuration. Configure radar, if you will.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to claim that as my own, but I can't. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to strip it back to its core radar PC-ness. I think they're calling it the radar platform PC.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put it through its paces. And then maybe I might even drag it down to see you guys, and then we'll turn it back into a radar, and we'll run it across the console, and we'll play with some stuff I've been recording.
That'd be amazing, yeah.
I mean,
why not? But it's a fully modular platform. The thing that surprised me the most about it is if you have 10, 12, 15-year-old radar cards, old converters, classic converters, you can still put those in this platform.
Yeah.
So you can anyone who's got a radar, which we see a lot of educational establishments with these, or in fact some of our biggest customers like 1021 have this console and then a radar. You can take your old cards, put it into this platform, and now you've got 24IO into Pro Tools with your radar stuff that was sort of maybe becoming slightly more obsolete from a workflow point of view because of recall and working in the box. And now you can choose to still have that tracking workflow and then just port it across.
Absolutely.
It's totally modular. It's amazing, really.
It ticks lots of boxes. And although neither of us are going to go on record and actually say prices, because quite frankly, we're not that brave.
No, but there's a really good pricer on the ISCorp website. So Barry would say, check that out, I'm sure.
And also, I think I've done the numbers. It is the cheapest way to get 24 HD level I/O into and out of, and that includes the machine itself.
Yeah.
It's the word no-brainer is banded around a bit too many times, but it's pretty close to that, isn't it?
Especially where we didn't bring with us, but with the session controller, so you have all the hotkeys and the macros and the control record arming. It's very tape machine-like. That also works in Pro Tools. You've also got the virtual one with the fader control.
Yeah.
So it almost becomes like the DLC in some way. So it wouldn't be out of the question to have a massive touchscreen in a double PD section on our console with a radar rig and have the best of both worlds. And that's the beauty. It's like the old and the new combined together. From what impressed me from a technical point of view, which I'll mention just because that's sort of a bit more of where I come from.
You're qualified to do that. I'm definitely not.
I wouldn't say that, but
I hit things.
The thing with radar that impressed me was the way they do the converters, because they use a really high quality, high integrity clocking signals. And they actually time align effectively the leading edge of all the clocks across the 24 inputs. So every track on tape effectively is in time, in sync, really, really guaranteed. And they often find with converters that if you're not doing like local clocking, then running clocks for a long distance is pretty bad. So I think this works with lots of local crystals, which are all sample rate converted for each channel. But what you get is just this phenomenal sounding system, you know. So Radar, it's always been well regarded. I think that's one of the reasons, is they do the digital side very well.
And now, obviously, you can spec the system however you want it. If you've got a pair of ASP 800s or 008s or 808s, and you don't need the analog I/O, you can just put the digital card in, and away you go.
Yeah, you've got ADAT, you've got, I think, AES in and out, 24 channels, TDIF, MADI even, I think.
Yeah.
Or you can put PCIe cards in it and have like
An HDX system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what we'll be doing. So for now, I think we're on the radar well and truly.
Yeah, it's on my radar.
Very good. So for now, he's been Tom, I've been James. We're still here at Messe 2016.